Hello nerds! You are about to see the most recent gaming and tech nerd news. For the full news show, then you can follow the top link there in the description, or, if you're not on YouTube, youtube.com/generallynerdy, generallynerdy.net, so on and so forth. But let's jump into the nerdy news before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Gaming and tech. We're doing some follow-ups, and then we have a couple of trailers to talk about, and then we're going to have an aside that we need to take for just a brief moment. So first things first, let's start in follow-ups. We have another follow-up on the Nintendo Switch. There is finally Bluetooth headset support in your Nintendo Switch. Apparently, the hardware support has always been there. They have just unlocked it with a new software update. So if you have the most recent update to the operating system on your Nintendo Switch, then you now have Bluetooth audio capabilities. So it's about freaking time they've done that. That's all we've got on this piece. We're moving right along. Our next piece comes from Battlefield 2042. This is a very brief one. We just got word that they have been delayed until November 19th. This is back approximately a month from their October 11th previous release date, I guess I should say. So that is what we have for follow-ups. Let's move now into trailers. We have two trailers to deal with in this episode, and they both have to deal with Dark Souls-like games. At least that is what they're being billed as. The first one is a game called Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. This one legitimately looks like a Dark Souls-like game, so the difficulty level is yet to be seen because we haven't played it, but if you want to go check out the trailer, it is down in the description. It is a Chinese Ming Dynasty era, basically version of a Dark Souls game. It looks exactly like that. It looks like it's going to be a boatload of fun to play. But we're moving right along. Next, we're talking about a game that actually launched, I believe it was yesterday as I'm filming this, so 2 days ago as you're watching this, listening to this. That game being Tales of Iron, not T-A-L-E-S, but T-A-I-L-S. Tales like a mouse has a tail, because your main character is a mouse. This one is very interesting because it is the Metroidvania style gameplay, that 2D side-scroller style gameplay, but still being billed as a Souls-like experience. Some of the reviews that I have seen so far kind of say, yeah, it's there, but it's not quite to that level of difficulty. So go in with those expectations if you are a Steam player, or I believe it's also on Xbox One if you have the Game Pass. So I will double check that and we'll follow up on that on the next episode, but that is where we're leaving that one. And that is all we have for trailers. And then that brings us to our last piece in gaming and tech, and it is gaming. Technically, there is a piece of news here, but we're going to go off on a little bit of a side tangent ever so briefly. It has to do with World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft recently got an update. Basically, it boils down to a graphical update, but this graphical update comes with a little bit of controversy. Specifically, two images. One image was completely removed and replaced with something else. That image was a scantily clad woman laying on a couch that was in a painting on a wall, effectively, and that has been replaced with a bowl of fruit, which is a strange choice. The other image has to do with, again, a painting on the wall that was, again, a scantily clad woman. Is basically the same image, just a higher pixel count, and now that woman is no longer scantily clad, which has the nerd community in a little bit of a tizzy. Now, does this boil down to censorship? I am not one to be pro-censorship at all. I honestly think this change is 100% unnecessary. But does it come down to censorship? Are they stopping you from saying something? Or did they just change the way they were saying something? I think it boils down a little more to the latter and a lot less of the former. So, yeah, again, silly change, absolutely not needed because of the current social climate in which we live. That is why they deemed this necessary. They didn't come out and say it in those words, but that's 100% what it is. But there's no reason to lose your mind over this. It's a graphical change. It doesn't change gameplay. It doesn't stop you from doing anything necessarily, aside from looking at drawn boobs. And if that's why you're playing World of Warcraft, you need to reconsider why you play World of Warcraft. All right, so sensible cap off. We're gonna move right along to the next section. Once again, that was the gaming and tech. I know, my shirt keeps changing. It's so weird. Pre-recorded is a wonderful thing. Anyway, if you want to see the full episode, top link down in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or you can just check out youtube.com/generallynerdy. There is a bunch of other places you can find me, all of the social medias. Just look for The Nerdy Ninja. He is the logo, and that is the place to go find me, is wherever his face is. My face will be shortly behind. GenerallyNerdy.net is the website. Patreon.com/GenerallyNerdy to get behind the paywall and see all of the things. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.